Hi everybody, this is Kevin from Hideaway Homestead again. We're going to show you something a little different today than what we've been doing recently. We recently bought these two apple trees and we're going to try to plant these in the ground and see how they grow. We're not experts in this or anything, so we're not claiming to be. We're just going to try to do this. This is our first time trying this, so we're going to be learning as we go also. We just wanted to show you what we've learned so far and what to do. So let's get started on what we're doing. The first thing we're going to probably do is on this tree here, it's got a whole bunch of little new growth things all the way down the trunk of the tree. We don't really need those. Reason is we think that like with other plants, other trees, you want all the nutrition that the tree gets to go up to the top so that it will grow bigger and spread out. So we're going to clip these off down here low, and I'm just taking some clippers and clipping these off, and we'll get those off of there all the way up. These are mostly just leaves anyway, and they haven't turned into limbs yet, so it's just little clusters of leaves. All right, so those are done. Now, when we transported this from the store, it was a little bit of a wind on them in the back of the truck, and some of these got a little bit, they look like they're burned. You can see the wind damage to it probably, so I probably need to just take this one off also. So we'll get that off, and then we've got another section over here on this particular limb that half of it is growing from the tree out to here, but this in here is dead. So I'm just going to clip that off also, get that out of here. So now we're pretty much ready to put this in the ground. So let's get started with putting these in the ground, dig us a hole, and we'll see what happens with that.
We cleared away a larger circle of the sod, if you call these weeds sod, away from where we plan to put this apple tree, so that we will have a greater circumference than twice the size of the pot it's in. We have seen that mentioned in other videos for planting fruit trees to give a wide area. That'll also help us to just keep from mowing too close to this trunk or something like that. So anyway, we've cleared this area here, which will be more than enough to dig our hole for this apple tree, and then we will add some amendments to the soil. We have a bunch of rabbit manure that we have from our rabbits they have donated to us, and we also have some organic fertilizer that we will put in here. I don't know that other amendments are required for our Florida soil, like to add acid or base lime kind of thing. We're just going to go with these things to get us started. Okay, we got our hole dug, and the instructions said to dig the hole twice the size, at least, diameter of your pot and the dirt that would be in the pot. So we have done that. Suggestions were that you put the plant at ground level for where the dirt is, so that the graft is for sure above ground. A lot of places have suggested that you mound this up a little bit higher, for whatever reason, than your regular ground height. They also say to pack it in, your dirt, when you put it back in, really pack that down firmly around this. We added our miracle rabbit manure to this hole, and we will add more all around. As far as where we're putting these, we have this one in line with the fence line for our garden, and then behind it is a guava tree bush that really lost it with the frost that we had this year. Next to it will be some other cherry trees that may or may not come back up. We had them super protected from the deer. And then the other one will go about 25 feet or 20 feet to the south. trying to line these all up equal distance from the fence line here, just so that when they get bigger, it'll look symmetrical. Kevin is now adding some organic fertilizer to the top of the ground here that will soak in. And we'll work that into the soil so it doesn't burn the trunk. And we'll probably add some more rabbit manure to the top, just because we love adding rabbit manure to everything.
It works.
It works. And for us, it's basically free. We feed the rabbits, and in exchange they give us free fertilizer. So what more can you ask for? Kevin is watering in this new plant. We're right past the length that our regular hose will reach, so we're going to have to add an extension to it, but for now we're just filling up a bucket. He made sort of a moat, kind of a wall around this area, so that the water that we put on it won't go out into the yard, but it'll concentrate right to the root base for this tree. Pretty smart guy he is.
Okay, we got the trees in the ground. This is one of the apple trees. This is actually the Anna, and then we'll show you the other one is on the other side over here, a little ways over from here. We got these in the ground. We put this wire around them to keep the deer out of them. Don't know if the deer will nibble on them or not. He may or may not. If he does try to, he can't get to it. We've watered these things and watered these things and watered these things a whole lot. You get them real well established, hopefully, into the ground with the water and everything. The other one is over here, and this is the Dorset. Same thing. We've got a big fence area around it so that the deer can't reach over and get to it. I know this wire's not very tall. That's the reason we put a bigger circle so that they can't reach over and get it. We got a couple of mangoes put in the ground. This is one of them. And we did put wire over the top of this, just in case the deer have a liking for mangoes. Don't know if they do or not, but we don't want to take a chance. Okay, this is the other mango we got right here, and it's actually more in the shade than the other one is. And that's okay, I think. We'll be okay. We have one at home in our backyard that's probably 40 or 50 feet tall now, and it's partially shaded too, so I think it'll do okay. So as you can see, again, we put wire over the top of this, keep the deer from reaching over and nibbling on the leaves before it has a chance to grow. Once it gets tall, we'll probably have to put a taller piece of wire around it to keep the deer from rubbing their antlers on it and scraping on it when it comes into rutting season. They like to scrape on the trees and stuff. Okay, that's it for our planting trees today. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, hit the subscribe button in the lower right hand corner. Give us a thumbs up, leave us a comment too. What would really help our channel a lot is if you would refer us to your family and friends and put us on your social media, your Facebook, Instagram, whatever you use. Put our videos on there and let other people see us. So until next time, thanks for joining us here on Hideaway Homestead.